Hello ladies and gentlemen, my name is Razovy, and today I want to talk about my favorite games to play on the Steam Deck. Now to be fair, even if you don't own a Steam Deck, these games are most likely still going to really appeal to you, if you like anime that is, because this is a list mainly aimed at those who like anime and who like games. But officially speaking, it's a Steam Deck list, but even without the Steam Deck, I am almost certain that you're going to like all of these games. Now we're going to start off with Valhalla, a Cyberpunk Bartender action game. Basically, this is a kind of like a novel-esque type of game. You do click on buttons and you do mix drinks, but besides that, you are only listening to the stories of the folks that visit your bar. Now, I personally really like this game. I'm currently playing it, actually. I haven't beaten it yet, but I am really enjoying it. And, well, yeah, it's like I said, the game aspect of it is really simple. Here on the right, you mix drinks, and on the left, you listen to the folks that are talking to you. That's it. That's all there's to it. There's a little more to it, but when it comes to, like, the gameplay itself, that's it. Sometimes you buy some stuff for Jill, who you are playing as, the bartender, and, yeah, that's it. It's really fun. It's, I believe, verified. No, it's playable. However, on the Steam Deck, it works perfectly fine, like it does for me as well. Now, the colorful characters are definitely really fun to listen to. Keep in mind, though, this is not a game for kids. So, this is not something you would give a 12-year-old or something to play. The themes, that, especially the character that you see here, they discuss things that are definitely not good for anyone to hear. It's definitely mainly aimed at adults, but if you are an adult, you're going to love this one. It's called Valhalla. I'll leave links to all of the games in the description, and where you can get them as well. If they're cheaper on Steam, I'll link you to Steam. If they're cheaper somewhere else, I'll link you to there. The second one is Atelier, Ryza, Ever Darkness, and the Secret Hideout. Now this game is, let's see, playable as well, and well, as you can see, it has a very big anime aesthetic. We follow this girl right here, and she's an alchemist, and she mixes products together and then uses that to fight. So it's a JRPG. There are many different types of materials you can collect, as you can see here, different characters that you can meet, and it's mainly story focused, of course. There is definitely battles to be had, but you're also collecting materials, as you can see right here. Very fun story. The only thing that I didn't like about this is that the end game, if you are a completionist and you want to get all of the achievements, it's quite a grind. It is not as bad as certain games can be, but it's not an easy 100%, so to speak. But it's definitely fun, and if you just want to go for the story and then be done with it after the credits roll, you're gonna have a great time. Then we have Neon White. Now this one is very popular. I think most of you already know this one, so I'm not going to explain too much about this. But basically, it's a speedrunning game set within in an anime-esque world, right? Anime aesthetic world. The story is god-awful, but because it's so god-awful, it makes it actually good. You need to see it for yourself. It's very interesting. And basically, you try to run through the level as fast as you can using the cards that you see here on the right. You can use them as weapons, or you'll see that for yourself. It's very interesting. Now, when this game first got out, it was way more fun than it is now, because the game has been, well, speedrun for so much that it's now completely broken down. What are the best strats? When it first came out, of course, those strats did not exist, so it was a lot more fun, but still, it is awesome. Neon White, take a look at it. It is on the Steam Deck, verified. Now, I verified it myself. It is definitely playable. It's awesome, so take a look at it. Then we have SCARLET Nexus, another JRPG. This one is quite interesting in my opinion, because to get the full story, you need to play through SCARLET Nexus twice, because you can play as this guy, and you can play as her. And to get the full story, you need to play through both of their stories to really understand what was going on. Very cool JRPG. As you can see, it has a very pretty anime style, and the action is good. The fighting and stuff, it's awesome, very fun, and the way that these two characters fight are very different from each other. So the guy mainly uses his sword, and the girl, as you can see here, is like an Esper type of thing, so she uses like mine attacks and stuff. It's very cool, awesome. SCARLET Nexus is verified on the Steam Deck, and like I said, even if you don't have a Steam Deck, please get this game. It's so much fun, especially if you love anime. Then we have one of my favorite games of all time. It's called ANNO Mutationem, and we follow. It is a 2D. It has 2D graphics with, as you can see, 3D assets, and we follow her, and she basically has to uncover these big stories. And frankly, I can't say much about this. You're mainly walking around trying to solve a problem, a mystery. That's all I can say. If I say more, I'm going to spoil everything. My advice is, of course, you don't have to, right? You can just go in completely blind. But I would highly advise you that if you're going to play this game, use a guide. And the reason that I say that is, it's not even to get all of the achievements. Of course, if you use a guide, you'll get all of them. But there are separate endings. And if you want to get the true ending, the one that is the one that is most desirable, which I also highly recommend you to get, you're only going to get that with a guide. You're not going to figure that out yourself. I would highly doubt that you will be able to do that. So that is why I would advise you to use a guide with this game. Nonetheless, it is an awesome game. I love this story and I love the setting. So yeah, ANNO Mutationem, take a look at it. It's verified on the Steam Deck. I got all of the achievements. I loved it. Take a look at it. Then we have a game that you will either play once or will play for hundreds of hours. It's called Akane, and we follow Akane here on the left, and all she does is cut through enemies. It's an arcade-style game. A high score is kept. The unfortunate thing is they don't keep track of other people's scores, so they only keep track of your score, and that's it. You slash through enemies trying to get the highest score. I personally love these types of games. It is a game that I have played a lot on the Switch and an awful lot on the Steam Deck. It is very cheap. It's like $4, and most of the times, the cool thing is, it is like bumped down on sales to $1 or €1, as you can see here. Now that is worth it. Even with $4 is worth it, but a buck is. For real, this game is so good. I have played this game for hundreds of hours already, and I don't see myself stopping, because basically whenever I don't know what to play, I boot this game up, play a couple of rounds, and then shut it off again when I do know what I want to play. It's kind of like that type of game. Very cool. Now then we have Ni no Kuni 2, Revenant Kingdom. Now before I say anything else, I will leave a link to this game in the comment section, or pinned comment, because although this game is worth $60, it really is, it is a very grand story. It'll take you many hours to complete. However, on certain websites, this game is like bumped down to $10. Sure, it is worth $60, and if you can spend the $60, by all means do so. But there are so many websites that offer this game for way cheaper that there are just way better deals out there than the $60 that you could pay. It's a very cool game though. The art style is gorgeous. It's like a Ghibli type of art style. Very beautiful. And very anime-esque, as you can see. It's a grand story. Like I said, it's a JRPG. So you know this will keep you occupied for a long time. And yeah, for real, take a look at this one. We follow a young prince. Take a look at the story yourself. It's gorgeous, for real. It is, let's see, verified on the Steam Deck. Beautiful story, beautiful character, just beautiful characters in general. Take a look at it. Then we have a free game, HoloCure Save the Fans. Now, I am not really into the whole Holo thingy, like the VTuber thing, Holo Live. Not really into it. I don't hate it. I'm just not into it. But even if you're not into it, like I am, you'll love this. It's like Vampire Survivors, but but in an anime style. And even though I don't really know the characters, because the characters are so basically so varied and have such different actions and skills and whatever, and there are many different levels as well. This is so freaking cool. It's even better than Vampire Survivors in my opinion. So very fun game, and it is free. It is the best, for real. When it comes to free games, I love this one so much. My advice is, if you will start with this game instead of Vampire Survivors, start with the girl with the sight. I don't know what her name is, but it's a girl with the sight. Basically, she is, in my opinion, the easiest character to learn. That's all I wanted to say. And this game is unsupported, but that is not true. It might say it's unsupported. That's not true. I have played many hours on my Steam Deck, and it works. It works perfectly fine. So I'm not really sure why it says unsupported, but it is supported. Trust me, it is. Then we have a game that you're either going to love or you're going to hate. It's called Neptunia x SENRAN KAGURA Ninja Wars. Long title. And it combines two very famous franchises, SENRAN KAGURA and Neptunia. And basically, this is a hack and slash game. It's not difficult. It's quite an easy game. Even if you play on hard, this is still a very easy game. And basically, the characters from these two franchises are mixed. And they fight. And there's a story, which, although not very good, it is fun. It's also quite easy to get the 100% of this game. I'm almost done with this game, and I almost have all of the achievements, so it's definitely worth it. So from all of the games that I just talked about, I wouldn't say that this is the best one. But if you really don't know what to play and you like hack and slash games like I do, this is definitely worth it. However, if you're more into story-based games, go for Valhalla or like ANNO Mutationem or something like. Those stories are definitely better than Neptunia X SENRAN KAGURA, of course. Then we have another personal favorite of mine. It is River City Girls. I have played this one, to be fair. I've played the first one, this one, on my Switch. I have later on played it on the Steam Deck as well, but my first experience was on the Switch. And besides the first one being here, there's also a second one, River City Girls 2. I haven't played that one yet, but I'm assuming, since I like the first one so much, I'm also going to like the second one a lot. And this is a beat 'em up. A good old-fashioned beat 'em up that you are going to, if you like beat 'em ups, you're going to love. It is, like I said, in an anime setting, anime characters, in a beat 'em up. Like, what more do you want? The story is awesome. The voice actors are great. As far as I know, the first one only has English voice acting. Yes, only English. And River City Girls 2 also has Japanese voice actors, as far as I know. Is that true, or am I just... Yes, that is true. Both of them are playable or verified. So, take a look at it. River City Girls, awesome, awesome game. Another JRPG, because you can't talk about anime without JRPGs, of course. We have Tales of Arise. Now, this story, for real, the art style is so beautiful. So gorgeous. Basically, you follow a princess and an enslaved person who eventually frees himself. I can't say too much because I don't want to spoil the story, but it's an awesome story. The only thing that might get annoying is that the characters, whenever they do like a move, like a skill or something, they talk through each other. And if they all do the skill at the same time, that can start to get annoying quite fast. But besides that, it is an awesome, awesome game that I would advise anyone who loves anime to at least take a look at it. Because it is, besides the art style being beautiful, the story is good and the gameplay is fun. It's like it says here as well, it's an action RPG and it is awesome. Then the final two, of course, I had to put this one here. Persona 5 Royal. I sincerely doubt that you haven't heard of this, so I'll keep it short. But we follow a guy who is part of the Phantom Thieves. These three are part of it too. And the guy on the right is who you are playing as. Now, I won't spoil the story for you, of course, that would be weird. But basically, these people are able to go into the unconscious of other people, fight the demons that they have, and then make them... not necessarily good people again, but make them see that the things that they did were bad. It's a very grand story. To complete this game, even if you're only doing the main story, you're going to need at least 100 hours. At least. So it's a very, very, very big game with a huge story. And if you want to do everything, and I'm talking about like also getting all of the achievements, you will need to do multiple playthroughs, meaning that we're not talking about 100 hours, but probably hundreds of hours. So that's not for me. I play through it. I'm currently playing through it once, and that's enough for me, even though I really like it. But if you're a completionist and you do like the challenge, go for it. It's awesome, really. Persona 5 Royal. And then finally, of course, NieR Automata. Hack and slash game about this girl right here. Now, I won't spoil the story. You will need to play through this game multiple times to get multiple parts of the story, to understand the story. It's very cool. Basically, she fights all these types of robots and stuff. Awesome, awesome. Hack and slash, like I said, worth it 100%. I didn't really get the story at first. I still don't fully get it, but it's fun. If you're just here for the combat, then you'll be satisfied as well. And you're fighting robots, so you don't feel like you're doing a bad thing for destroying them, basically. But very cool. I really enjoy NieR Automata as well. And as far as I know, it is playable. Yes, it's playable on the Steam Deck as well. So definitely worth it. Now, this was my list. Like I said, I'll leave all of the links to these games in the description. If they're cheapest on Steam, I'll link you to Steam. If they're cheapest on a different website, I'll link you to that website. As you can see, this game, for example, is currently 60% off, but I can't guarantee that when you watch this video, it still is, of course. But yeah, I want to thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to click on the like button, and if you like my content, subscribe. And I want to thank you guys for watching. See you guys later.